Hi, I'm Jonny Moran.
And I'm Moira Madden.
And this is What We're Watching. We had a chance to preview a lot of great shows this week, and one that we really liked is Finding Your Roots. This week's episode was Reporting on the Reporters.
It featured Lisa Ling, Christiane Amanpour, and Ann Curry.
So one of the things that was really interesting about this episode is that, these journalists, they spend their whole careers reporting on other people, so for them to have their family stories, which are mysteries to them, reported to them, you could see what an impact it had on them and how grateful they were for it.
I actually found Ann Curry's story really affecting. It uncovers really direct relative of hers that has a lot of impact on your ability to know your medical history and your family's mental health history, and even just like traditions in your family or your own story, how you got to where you are, progress in your heritage.
And I found the Lisa Ling story to be really interesting. She finds out that her great-grandfather married into his wife's family, which was supposed to bring, great shame to the family.
Right, and potentially was a reason for their family tree being occluded or hard to trace back.
Once she gets this missing piece of information, you see the wheels turning in her head and everything clicks. She's like, that explains why we don't know about this, or why these members of my family, acted like this or didn't talk much about certain things.
I thought it was really meaningful and fascinating.
You can watch Finding Your Roots Tuesday at 8 p.m. So we also continued Dictator's Playbook. This week's episode is on Benito Mussolini.
I thought this one was fascinating, sort of tracing his entire history back. Some things that I learned, not really being too much of a history buff myself, was that he was a sort of violent, impatient child, and that translated into the way that he was as a man and a figure who rose to power, in that he was too impatient for socialism to take hold. He realizes through war and violence that nationalism activates people.
It also examines the relationship between Mussolini and Hitler. So often you think, Mussolini, he was taking, these tactics from Hitler, but really you see that Mussolini wrote the Dictator's Playbook.
Something else that I was fascinated with in this special, besides tracing his steady drift rightward, was the discussion of gender politics and the way that he sort of uses them to his advantage. Fervent nationalism will activate people, but so will the desire to rise to expectations that are set for how one should be. So sort of tying fascism and fascist ideology to the way that a man should be. It seems like he found also activated people to sort of do his bidding and become violent.
I dictate that you watch this week's Dictator's Playbook Wednesday at 10 p.m. I'm sorry.
I benito you to watch Dictator's Playbook.
It is not benito you to watch Dictator's Playbook Wednesday at 10 p.m.
Hey.
There was one we didn't get to preview this week that I really wanted to watch and can't wait for, and that is Nova, Kilauea, Hawaii on Fire. And in this, basically, scientists are taking a close look at the eruptions that wrought havoc on the island in 2018.
Wrought?
I wanna...
And all...
Hawaii's Kilauea volcano explodes. Can scientists unlock its mysteries before the next catastrophic eruption?
So when they tease this in the commercial, the premise is can scientists unlock the secrets of the volcano before its next deadly eruption? And I really want to figure out what that means, what could reduce the effects of the next eruption. You can watch this week's Nova Wednesday at 9 p.m. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you next week.